Let's have a look at some of the social media and social networking features that are built into RumbleSeat. Now, the intention of all these tools is to help automotive enthusiasts, engage in conversation, share their passion together. So we're going to talk about this from two perspectives, from car club admins and moderators, and empowering them with tools to better communicate with club members, and of course, allowing, RumbleSeat users to engage with one another. So it all begins with Rumble Feed. Now, when you log into your account, by default, you'll be delivered to Rumble Feed. And this is our take on automotive social media. So in Rumble Feed, starting at the very top, you can search, so you can find posts and content quickly by searching. You also notice a powerful filter here that allows you to see content that's popular based on date range. So if you want to see what's popular today versus this week, this month, this year, all time, you can use any series of these or any combination of these filters to really get access to the right content again at the right time. Now, you also notice My Posts. So this is all of the posts that you have generated. So you can see all the content that you've posted. If you ever want to go back and comment or look at the engagement that's happening on your post, you're free to do that. You can also filter. So it's possible, as I'll show you in a moment's time, to actually do posts as a RumbleSeat user, or you can create posts as a car club administrator. So it's a great way to post a message to all of your members. So here you can filter to see all the posts that you've created from your account versus those that you've posted as a car club admin. So let's look at the details of a post. Once you generate a post, if you click on that post, you'll be brought to the post detail view, where you can see the number of likes, you can see the number of comments, and you can also choose to repost. And you can do that just simply by reposting, or you can repost as a quote, meaning you can leave your own commentary as you go to syndicate that. Now, let's assume that a post has a bunch of comments on it and replies. You have the ability to also view replies based on popular, maybe the top liked, the most replied to, oldest or newest. So you're really in control over how you visualize replies. So moving down to the bottom, you also have the ability to share a Rumble post. So if you want to share that externally, there's actually a public version of every Rumble post. So even if you want to share this with a friend or somebody that's not a RumbleSeat user, they'll still be able to see the content, which is really neat. And you can also save a post. So if you want to revisit it later, you can actually bookmark it and save it to revisit later. Now, of course, I can go and create a reply. And so I can type in something like awesome. I also have the ability to access a GIF library. So if you really want to have fun, you can search for a cool GIF and add that right to your post. Also add emojis, and I can go ahead and hit reply. So you can see that now posts as a reply to that particular post. So this is a great way to, again, continue to engage with other users and engage in the discussion on every single post. So let's go back to the Rumble feed here. And now making our way to sort of the right-hand side, you'll notice the ability to create a Rumble post. And it's pretty simple. As soon as you click Create Rumble Post, you are free to type in and add content. You can copy paste. You can also add hashtags to make sure your content is easily found. And you can also @ other RumbleSeat members. So as you gain friends and you collaborate with others, it's possible to do a post and add your hashtags and also reference other users to call their attention. So I also want to point out that as you go to add media to your post, you can drag and drop photos, video, a combination of the two. You can also insert a photo or video from a URL to integrate that into your post. So a great way to add a bunch of media. Now, I want to point out two really powerful features here as you do compose your posts. The first, notice where it shows your username, and mine happens to be RumbleSeat. Notice that I can choose to post as a club. So this is a great way for me to compose a Rumble post and actually syndicate that to members of a car club. I could also post on behalf of a club and send that to all RumbleSeat users. So you also notice here is a permission. So I can post publicly, which is the default. So any RumbleSeat user can see and interact with your post. You can send a post or submit a post so only your followers can see and interact. So it's a great way to more tightly curate who can see and interact. And then you can also choose to syndicate your post to a car club. So if I want to send this to, again, car club members and I want to target those members and nobody else, I can do that. So really powerful ways to, again, as a car club admin, moderator, owner, you can really communicate to your members. Or you can post publicly as a way to draw in more members into your club. So a great way to, again, engage in two different ways. So that's how you compose a post. Let's see, moving our way down the right-hand side, you'll notice trending hashtags, and this is ever evolving based on, what users are posting. So you can click on one of those to get a sense of posts, that share that particular hashtag. And again, popular today, you can do, all time. So I can change this filter to see all hashtags related to automotive history, and scroll through that content and again, choose to engage. You also notice a list of who you're following, and you can click to get a better sense of all the people that you're following. And then you also have a list of, potential users that you might want to follow, based on engagement. So a great way to build up, again, a following and followers array. It's a great way to keep, up to speed on who's posting what. Now, one of the other features here is a gallery view. So let's say a user posts a bunch of photos like this particular user has done. You can click and get a gallery view of the content that they have generated and a really nice light box to be able to see high fidelity, video, photo of a particular post. So again, media rich environment. So that is RumbleFeed. Again, it's our take on sort of automotive focused social media. And again, that's your default workspace when you log in. Now, there's a few other tools that relate to, again, messaging and communicating with users. And let's talk about that, the next one, which is messaging. So messaging, there's a little applet here that loads. And of course, you can mark all as read if you have a bunch of conversations. You can show only unread, or you can go back to your historical archive. You can search your messages. You can even filter. It's possible to hide and mute, messages. But when you go to compose a new message, here you can compose to members. So you can do a group message. So you can add multiple members into one message and send that in one flow. You also have the ability to send a message to car club members. So in this case, if I begin to search like the Rolls-Royce, club or Rolls-Royce Phantom 2 Society, I can make that selection and I can compose a message to all club members. So again, great way to let club members communicate with one another by syndicating messages, group messages back and forth. It's secure. It's, again, integrated into RumbleSeat. So you can get email notifications when there's new discussions. You, of course, get in-app notifications. So you can always stay up to speed on what's happening with your clubs and your fellow RumbleSeat, automotive enthusiasts. So of course, here you can compose your message, you can drag and drop media, again, add from URL, and you can start a group message. And of course, once you go into a group message, again, you can see all the content. When you're sending a message to somebody for the first time, of course, they're going to have to accept. So again, it's a great way to ensure you're not getting messaged by people you don't want to, have conversations with. You can accept, reject, block, powerful way to communicate one-on-one. And in particular, if you're engaged in the RumbleSeat marketplace, maybe you're a seller or buyer, it's again a secure way to, have conversation back and forth between the two parties in one dedicated area. So that is messaging in a nutshell. Let's talk about a few of the other social engagement features here. And a lot of those relate to the actual car club. So, one of our goals with RumbleSeat was to make sure that all conversations were, again, integrated and stored and easily accessible. And a lot of those conversations happen, at specific areas, right? Or even specific images or video. So we've built in, a dedicated forum, and we call this discussions. So this allows members to compose, discussion topics and post those in different categories. And it's really a great way to, again, as a user, come in and leave a comment and like and interact and participate in the conversation. And that's going to be a permanent digital record that's always searchable. It's always accessible. So it adds a lot of value by, again, coalescing all conversations and discussions into one central place. So that's another place to socially engage with adding comments and replies to discussion topics. But you can also do that even at the marketplace and individual assets. So if I'm in the gallery and I see a really cool photo, I have the ability to actually leave a comment and interact with that specific image. So it's a great way to keep conversations focused and keep them targeted to where they're relevant. Now, one of my favorite, ways to, again, engage is at the marketplace. Let's go to maybe an auction that's already expired. But at every single marketplace listing, you can see there's the ability to leave comments and replies and interact with other members. So, great way to keep the conversation fresh. It's a great way to learn, again, centralized information, and that's always accessible and searchable inside of RumbleSeat. And to that point, I'll leave you with a pro tip here, which is the search capabilities built into RumbleSeat. So you can see here, you can type in a search term like maybe Porsche 911. And if there's any matching results, you can select a result and you can see all the search terms. So oftentimes you'll see that there might have been discussion in RumbleFeed about Porsche. So here you can then go to that particular post and engage. You might see a marketplace listing. So again, this is really a neat way to find content, based on, whether it be a marketplace listing or again, a Rumble post. So you can really find content really for anything. So make sure to take full advantage of the RumbleSeat global search to find the right content at the right time. Well, this has been an overview of some of the automotive social media, social networking functions that are built into RumbleSeat. And there's actually some really exciting things on the horizon that will enhance and bring even more value as it relates to maintaining conversations and interacting with your fellow automotive enthusiasts. Now, if you have any questions, need any help with this or any of the other features in RumbleSeat, make sure to reach out to our team, and you can reach them by emailing support@rumbleseat.com.